Okay, so this is number 4 from your review sheet. It says, use information from this graph of the function f of x to answer the questions that follow. Okay, we've got a graph given to us. We don't know what the equation is, but we do have a graph. And I went ahead and graphed the line y equals 5 on it in orange. Because looking at part A, it says, estimate the values of x for which f of x equals 5. Okay, so we could, of course, like we talked about in class, we can replace f of x with y, so we're looking for where is y equal to 5. Alright, so we can have more than one answer for this, and it looks like this one we've got an answer here, here, and here on our graph, where the line y equals 5 touches our f of x function. Okay, so that gives us x values of -5, 2, and 7. So our answers for that one, f of x equals 5 when x equals -5, 2, or 7. Okay, part B says, describe the values of x for which f of x is greater than or equal to x using the following. Okay, so we're going to use words, symbols, and number line graph. Now, we know that because greater than or equal to includes equals, then each of these numbers in part A are going to be included in our answer for part B. Okay, so -5 is one part of our answer, and then 2 and 7 are also parts of our answer, but also greater than or equal to all of these values in between 2 and 7 are also greater than or equal to 5. The y values in that top little peak there are above 5. They're above the line y equals 5 if we think about it in a purely graphical sense. So in words, x is equal to -5, or when x is between 2 and 7, and we include both 2 and 7 because of that or equals to part of our inequality. The symbolic form just says x equals -5, or, and we've got a compound inequality, where since we have a finite interval, we can do the beginning, the leftmost lower bound, which is 2, the upper bound, which is 7, and x is between those two. So 2 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 7. Okay, you could split that up as x greater than or equal to 2 and x less than or equal to 7. That would also be okay. And part 3, a number line graph. Okay, so we've got our number line graph, we've got our closed-in circle at -5, and we've got our interval from 2 to 7 with closed circles at both ends. Part C says, explain how your answers in part B would change if you were asked to consider the values of x for which f of x is greater than 5. So instead of greater than or equal to, it's just greater than. So I would assume we can estimate that this point right here at -2 is not greater than 5, but it just went up and touched it without crossing that line. So that would no longer be included in our set of answers, solutions for this one. But all these values in between 2 and 7 would be, but we would no longer include 2 and 7, those intersection points. Okay, so -5 would be lost, and then in our answers at the bottom here it says the points 2 and 7 would be graphed as open circles to indicate that those boundaries are not part of the solution interval. So if we adjusted our number line, we would not have that point, and we would have open circle at 2, open circle at 7. And just for fun, if we wanted to do interval notation of that interval there, so we could do 2, open parentheses 2, comma, and then it ends at 7, close parentheses.